Crown in hand, you stretch out your arm, using the walls of your living room to compose your art. And while your mom may be mad, she really couldn't see that in your eyes you just created a masterpiece. And I remember when you got the shoes that light up, and we'd run around the playground with our arms up, yelling to infinity and beyond, just like Buzz. Because it seemed so real, and in the end it was worth it because we saved the kindergarten from evil. And I remember when Toys R Us was just like your city, its roads paved with Lego gold and walls of G.I. Joes. Your childhood joy was your currency, and your mom telling you to just pick one was the extent of your adolescent misery. And I remember when we'd set up in the treehouse with a lightsaber to defend the fort, and when the neighbor kids came, you remember what Master Yoda said, and just use the Force. And they would stand there and tell you that there's no such thing, but you never really cared what the big kids think. And I remember when we'd skip rocks to see who's went the farthest, or we'd run around the block to see who could sprint the longest, or we'd ride our bikes to see who could do the coolest tricks on their pegs, and when it rained outside, you never failed to have mud up past your legs. And we'd watch Peter Pan while talking about Neverland and promise that we'll never grow up, that we'll never grow old, that we just needed a little pixie dust to go search for Hook's gold. And even though we both knew you couldn't fly, you just believed, and that was enough to get by. But with time, you went from Rugrats and fruit snacks to college and taxes. And every time you see a cap gun, you dream of being a kid again because life was so much more simple when it was cowboys and Indians. And when you're paying your bills, you wish you were playing house because no matter how much it cost, you had a pocket full of Monopoly money in that exact amount. So with time, your imagination began to fade. Adults started to tell you to not only act, but to think your age. And even your pastor told you to stick to the words on the page, but that was before you read about childlike faith. So, I'm not asking you to be a kid again, I'm just asking you to believe, because from the time you were conceived, I was knitting you together in excitement so you could spend time with me. I said, I'm not asking you to be a kid again, I'm just asking you to breathe, because when your lungs are full of my spirit, you'll start to see the things that your younger self could only dream. Just breathe.